Good evening. Tonight we're going to explore some darker ground as we delve into Ghost's Prequelle album while we enjoy the dark finesse of a classic sloe gin by HAYMAN'S. So let's get ready. Let's drink some gin and listen to some records. So first things first, what are we drinking this evening? So as we're going to listen to a record that kind of brings you into a different world, maybe a darker world, I wanted to pair that with a drink, a gin, that does the same thing. And so I've chosen a gin by a distillery called HAYMAN'S of London. HAYMAN'S is great in that it's one of the older continuous distilleries in London. It's been around since 1863. So the HAYMAN'S gin that you drink now is the same HAYMAN'S that Charles Dickens may have drank, I assume. And they have gins like an Old Tom gin, which is really something right out of a Dickens novel. We'll be drinking some HAYMAN'S Old Tom a little later in the series, maybe when we're listening to some Jethro Tull. But for now, we're not actually drinking the Old Tom gin. We're going to drink HAYMAN'S Sloe Gin. And it unfortunately doesn't come in this interesting nautical craft. This is something that I poured it into just because I think it's fitting. The thing about a sloe gin, and especially this sloe gin in particular, is when you enjoy it, even when you open it up and just enjoy the aroma, the botanicals that kind of consume are really as I said, they can really transport you into just a whole other world where, the distractions of cell phones and current news and current events and current times kind of disappears as you just kind of get immersed into this flavor, and knowing that you're drinking what people have been enjoying for a couple hundred years, and so let's enjoy some. So yeah, as you drink this, and it's got a rich, dark, syrupy feel. And as I'm sure you know, drinking a sloe gin is very different from drinking, say, a London Dry or an Old Tom, in that it is so rich and syrupy. And as you enjoy it, thoughts of what's come before you, thoughts of the fact that you're just one cog in a very long, timeless span, and even thoughts of mortality. And what does it mean to be mortal, for things to be finite? And at the same time, embracing the present and embracing what is now. And that, to me, is exactly the same feeling I get as I listen to this album. So the album, of course, is Prequelle by Ghost. Prequelle it goes back and forth as to what my favorite Ghost album is, it's either Prequelle or Meliora. Ghost doesn't really have a bad album. In fact, they could all be number one. Ghost is a pretty incredible band, obviously helmed by Tobias Forge, who really is kind of, it's his big art project. This to me is kind of the peak of his artistic powers. It's a concept album. It's a concept album about kind of, as all Ghost albums kind of are, is kind of just this dying world, but in this one in particular, a plague has occurred. I think this album, at least thematically, is probably very influenced by the novel by Albert Camus, The Plague. It's some of the strongest music Ghost has composed. There's some great instrumentals on this album. The lyrical songs are great. They range in style, as most Ghost albums do. There's some really heavy songs on here, really kind of border on classic metal. There's some very classical influenced songs on here. There's some pure pop on here. And it is, again, one of their more interesting things, pairing very well, of course, with the Sloe Gin. When you take the album out of the sleeve, you'll see that the paper sleeve has this incarnation of Tobias Forge's characters. This is Cardinal Copia, who would later become Papa Emeritus IV. Of course, it's all the same person, just different masks. This actually is the first album he does without kind of the regular band that was there for the first three albums. It actually benefits from that, I think, from having the ability for him to go reach out to other musicians and things like that. And I don't think that it is, I don't think it's hurt. I mean, I'm sure some people will disagree with me strongly on that. What's really nice about this vinyl version is it also comes with a 45, which contains Ghosts there. It contains Ghost's cover of Avalanche by Lou Reed, which is amazing, and also It's a Sin by the Pet Shop Boys, which is good. It's Avalanche I really like, really like. So let's put this on and enjoy our gin with it. So the album starts with, it's actually my least favorite part of the album, is the beginning, is this version of Ashes. It's a little, like, a kind of cheesy horror movie with children singing Ashes, Ashes, we all fall down, but it's fine. And you can hear that. Children singing it. And of course there we set the stage for the plague. It's gonna immediately launch into a real heavy epic track called Rats, which is probably the second best known song on the album. And again, setting the theme of this plague that's come, everything's being wiped out. Everyone is confronted with their mortality on this album. This is followed by the song Faith, another kind of rocker, another very well-known Ghost song. From there, it goes to the song See the Light, which is pretty standard, slower Ghost song. Maybe though probably my least favorite on the album, but it's fine. Then we get the first instrumental, unless you count Ash as an instrumental, which is really not. Miasma. This is a great song for the tour. This is a great moment in the tour where actually they resurrect Papa Nil and does a sax solo. It's, again, Ghost's ability to weave these complex instrumentals into these albums seamlessly is one of their strengths. I really liked the new album, Skeleton. However, I really feel like it's missing those instrumentals. I really like Ghost's instrumentals. This is followed by kind of the biggest single on the album, Dance Macabre, which is a poppier number. It's very rockin', but it's Ghost at kind of their rockin' poppy best. Then we get what I feel like is the strongest parts of the album. Pro Memoria leading to Witch Image, which to me hits the theme of this album, which is the confrontation of mortality and one's own mortality. And against this backdrop of, in the album, everyone is dying around you, and you're faced with it all the time, and you can't forget about dying, you can't forget about death. And obviously we're all facing that. As we're in this world where, we're constantly seeing, maybe the individuals who have been with us throughout our life just all of a sudden aren't there anymore. Ozzy Osbourne's passing. And to have this always kind of underlying that's going to be us one day, too. It's also going to be people that are very close to us one day. And what does that mean? What does that mean for our existence? Then we get one of the best instrumentals Ghost has ever done. And I'm going to mispronounce this. Helvetis Fonster, I believe is how you would pronounce it. It's my favorite instrumental Ghost has done. It sounds like mid-period Genesis, like Wind and Wuthering era Genesis, which is my favorite era of Genesis, by the way. And it leads into the conclusion of the album, which is Life Eternal. And Life Eternal, like all Ghost songs that end albums, is probably one of my favorites on the album. Ghost always ends their albums really well. It is told from the point of view of someone dying to their loved one, and basically asking if, would you really want life eternal? Is there something that makes life special about it being finite? And it leads to this overall theme that I think is present in all Ghost albums, which is enjoy now. Enjoy your life. Go outside, embrace it, all of that. And I think that's the theme of Ghost. So, I mean, obviously Ghost couches things in, satanic vibes and things like that. But as we know, Ghost is making a statement, and that to me is kind of the ultimate statement of Ghost is things aren't here forever, and there's a beauty in that, and there's a beauty in embracing things while they're here, the good things and the bad things. And really living life, living all aspects of life, the happy things, the sad things, the tragic things, all of that's part of living. And that, to me, is the theme of this album. So, Let me know in the comments if you agree. What are your favorite songs in this album? What are your favorite Ghost albums? I'm sure we'll do more Ghost analysis in the future. Also, did you get yourself some HAYMAN'S SLOE GIN? What do you think about HAYMAN'S? Let me know. Until next time, this has been Gin and Ale Records.